Electric eel. The electric eel has one of the most unfair advantages in nature. It can turn its own body into a weapon. Despite the name, it is not a true eel. It is a type of knife fish from South American rivers, floodplains, and muddy waters, especially in the Amazon and Orinoco basins. Its body is long, smooth, and snake-like, but the most important part is hidden inside. Most of the rear body is packed with electric organs made of thousands of special cells called electrocytes. Each cell produces a tiny charge, but when they fire together, the result becomes a living battery. Some electric eels can release shocks of hundreds of volts, and Volta's electric eel has been measured producing up to 860 volts, the strongest known electric discharge of any animal. That power is not only for defense, it is also for hunting. In dark, muddy water where eyesight is limited, the electric eel sends out weak electric pulses like a radar system. Those pulses help it sense shapes, movement, and hidden prey. Then the high voltage attack begins. A burst of electricity can force nearby fish muscles to contract, making hidden prey twitch and reveal itself. Another shock can stun the animal long enough for the eel to swallow it. Even predators have to respect it. An animal that bites the wrong fish may receive a full-body lesson in electricity. The electric eel is terrifying because it does not just attack with teeth or speed. It weaponizes physics. Mantis Shrimp. The mantis shrimp has one of the most unfair weapons in the ocean. It does not just punch prey. It creates an underwater explosion. Mantis shrimps are marine crustaceans found in warm, shallow seas, reefs, burrows, and rocky seabeds. Some species are spearers, built to stab soft prey like fish. But the famous smashers, including the peacock mantis shrimp, carry a different weapon. Their front limbs are biological hammers. The punch is powered by a spring and latch system. Muscles load energy into the limb. The latch releases, and the club fires forward faster than muscle alone should allow. The strike can reach bullet-like acceleration and smash snail shells, crab armor, and clam defenses. But the unfair part comes after impact. The limb moves so fast that it creates cavitation bubbles in the water. These bubbles collapse with a shockwave, meaning the prey can be hit twice, once by the fist and once by the physics that follows. A crab hiding behind armor still has a problem. The shell may crack, the body inside may be stunned, and the mantis shrimp can keep striking until the defense fails. Even its own weapon is reinforced. The club has a complex layered structure that helps absorb damage, so the shrimp does not destroy its own arm every time it attacks. This is why aquarium keepers respect them. A small crustacean with a hammer like that can break more than shells. The mantis shrimp is terrifying because it turns a punch into impact, shockwave, and armor-breaking force in the same instant. Bombardier Beetle. The Bombardier Beetle has one of the dirtiest, unfair advantages in nature. It carries a chemical cannon inside its abdomen. Bombardier beetles are ground beetles, found in many parts of the world, usually hiding under stones, logs, leaf litter, and soil during the day. To most predators, they look like ordinary small insects. That is the trap. When threatened by ants, spiders, frogs, lizards, birds, or curious larger animals, the beetle bends the tip of its abdomen toward the attacker. Then the chemistry starts. Inside the body, one chamber stores hydroquinones and hydrogen peroxide. A separate reaction chamber contains enzymes called catalases and peroxidases. When the beetle forces the chemicals together, the reaction produces heat, gas, and irritating quinones. The result is a hot, toxic spray fired from the rear end. Some bombardier beetles can aim this blast with shocking accuracy, even spraying over the back or around the body toward whatever is attacking. The spray can reach near boiling temperature and comes out in rapid pulses, almost like tiny explosions from a miniature pressure system. For a predator, the lesson is immediate: burning, stinging, bad taste, retreat. The beetle is not fast enough to outrun everything, and it is not strong enough to fight with jaws or claws. So evolution gave it a different weapon: controlled chemistry under pressure. That is what makes the Bombardier Beetle so unfair. It does not win by size. It wins by turning its own body into a living chemical weapon instead. Pistol Shrimp. The pistol shrimp has one of the most unfair attacks in the ocean. It fires a bullet made of water. This tiny crustacean, also called a snapping shrimp, lives in reefs, seagrass beds, oyster reefs, mangroves, and burrows across warm coastal waters. Many species are only a few centimeters long, but one front claw can grow huge compared with the rest of the body. That claw is not a normal pincer. It is a pressure weapon. When the shrimp snaps it shut, a plunger-like part forces out a high-speed jet of water. The pressure drops so suddenly that a cavitation bubble forms in front of the claw. Then the bubble collapses. That collapse creates the famous snap, a sharp crack, a shockwave, and even a tiny flash of light for an instant. The prey is not being hit by the claw itself. It is being hit by physics. Small fish, worms, crabs, and rival shrimp can be stunned or killed close to the blast, giving the pistol shrimp time to drag food back towards shelter. The sound is so loud that colonies of snapping shrimp can fill shallow habitats with crackling noise, becoming major natural sound sources in coastal oceans. Some species also form partnerships with goby fish. The shrimp digs and maintains the burrow, while the goby watches for danger outside. That means the unfair advantage is not only a weapon, it is a lifestyle. The pistol shrimp is terrifying because it turns one claw into a snap, a shockwave, and a microscopic underwater explosion. Axolotl. The axolotl has one of the most unfair survival tricks in the animal kingdom. It can lose a body part and rebuild it. This Mexican salamander lives naturally in the lake system around Mexico City, though wild populations are now extremely rare. Unlike many amphibians, the axolotl usually keeps its juvenile features into adulthood, including feathery external gills, a wide head, and a fully aquatic lifestyle. But the real miracle is regeneration. If an axolotl loses a limb, the wound does not simply close into a scar. Cells gather at the injury site and form a growing structure called a blastema. From there, the animal can rebuild bone, muscle, nerves, blood vessels, skin, and joints in the correct pattern. Not a stump, not a weak copy. A working limb, and the advantage goes far beyond legs. Axolotls can regenerate tails, spinal cord tissue, parts of the heart, jaws, gills, skin, and even portions of the brain. That makes them one of the most important animals in regeneration research. Scientists study them because most mammals heal serious injuries by scarring, which blocks perfect repair. Axolotls show a different biological path, controlled regrowth without turning the wound into permanent damage. In nature, that means injury is not always a final sentence. A bite, tear, or lost limb can become a temporary setback instead of a life-ending disaster. The axolotl is fascinating because its unfair advantage is not armor, venom, or speed. It is the ability to restart the body's construction process. Mimic Octopus. The Mimic Octopus has one of the most unfair advantages in the ocean. It does not hide as one thing. It becomes several. This long-armed octopus lives in shallow Indo-Pacific waters, especially sandy and muddy seafloors, where there are not many rocks, corals, or caves to disappear into. That open habitat makes normal camouflage harder, so the Mimic Octopus uses performance. Its body is soft, flexible, and almost boneless. Its skin can shift color and pattern. Its arms can flatten, stretch, curl, or vanish under the body, depending on what disguise it needs. When it wants to look like a flatfish, it spreads its arms and glides across the sand. When it wants to look like a lionfish, it raises and fans its arms outward like venomous spines. When threatened by certain fish, it may hide most of its arms and extend two in opposite directions, copying the shape of a banded sea snake. That is not random camouflage. Researchers call this dynamic mimicry because the animal appears to switch disguises depending on the situation and the predator nearby. Its prey includes small fish, worms, and crustaceans hidden in sand or burrows. While hunting, it can probe the seafloor with long arms, then suddenly transform if danger appears. The unfair part is psychological. Predators are not just seeing an octopus. They may be seeing something poisonous, spiny, or dangerous enough to avoid. The Mimic Octopus is terrifying because it weaponizes turning a vulnerable body into a living catalog of bad decisions.